Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today back in Misty Marsh. I do hope you are well. Right, we're going to be working on our flamingo and Nile monitor habitat today. Look at these little guys swimming around in here. They look so happy, don't they? This looks great. I love seeing these animals down in the foliage like that. Makes the whole thing just look so natural, doesn't it? So last episode we redid this path area completely because I was not happy with any of it at all, and I think it looks so much better now. I got this island in as well and just started to tidy up the waterfall a bit. So still lots more to do here. So let's just crack on. Let's do some rock work under here. Let's give it a snapping because that is nobody's friend today. So yeah, so I want this pathway to look like it is on the rocks. So I don't need it to be supported with real supports. So I want one there, and I'll probably just do one just under here as well. Hang on, let's have a look at this. No, this is a trickier bit, so I don't want it that big, so let's go smaller. Let's come under like this. And we'll just do... oh wow, these are all really big, aren't they? Where are some smaller ones? Here we go, something like this. Something a bit smaller that you can just use like this, just to create something that looks nice and strong. And then I can maybe just use a couple of these around the base to kind of widen it out. So I'm recording this episode back to back with my last one. I'm recording this on Monday. Monday the what? I can't tell you. I have no idea what the date is. What is it? I don't know. Oh, it's a Monday. I think it's like a Monday 2 weeks before you see the episode. It's about the 15th, 16th, something like that maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I'm recording it on a Monday. I'm off work. And I've got a bit of time on my hands. I did some gardening earlier today, so that went really well. I was very happy with all that. And I thought I'd come and get some recording done this afternoon. And here we are. Okay, that all looks nice now. Obviously there'll be a whole load of foliage going in under here. Cool. Okay, looking good. Actually, I'll tell you what isn't looking good. This. I don't think that looks right as wood. Especially not as it sticks through like that. It looks very odd. If I make that invisible. And then I can just come in here and use... okay, are they not called stone? I was just going to use those same, yeah, these little pieces that I used before. And kind of continue that theme, because I think that looks much better than having those silly wooden bits there. There we go, that's a bit nicer, isn't it? Great, so let's focus in the water. Let's get in here and let's get my eelgrass going. This is one of those things that I just put everywhere because it just looks great. It looks great on water, it looks great on land. It doesn't matter where you use it, it looks good. And it just fleshes out an area, it makes it look established and overgrown, all the things that you want out of a grass. You've got to be careful not to make it stick out if you're working on a slope. It's very easy to do that. Let's bring it down around these rocks. I will integrate a few other things in here as well. But it does look nice like that. There we go. Sparingly is the best way of using this stuff. You don't want to fill the ground completely. You want to make sure there are some gaps. I'm going to bring it through to this side here, and I'm going to kind of fill out this area with it a little bit. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my last episode. Hopefully my my talking was a bit better. my waffling, I should say, was a bit more on point and a bit more interesting. I do my best. I really do try. And you guys are so kind to me, so I really want to do my best for you. I'm going to put some of this stuff in the water just because I think it looks cool. It's not a water plant, but it looks cool. And it's just one of my go-to plants, I think. So I think it just kind of works, you know. Just mixing it in with this other stuff. See, the lizards and that, they're going through it. That's what you want. You want it to all blend together. You don't want anything blocking anything else. Oh, hang on. That looks like it's floating, doesn't it? Let's get back to the big stuff. Let's get a couple more in over here. Lovely. Now let's get to our bracken, because this stuff is the bee's knees. So this, look at that, right around these rocks here. Around here. I just love the leaves on this stuff. It's just so cool. Let's kind of fill this little gap in back here. Get it layered up so it looks like it's kind of growing up the rocks. Let's get it under here. Lower some of it down so it's kind of right down in the water as well. Looking good. And none of this stuff blocks traversable area as well, which is fantastic. That's exactly what you want. It'd be a nightmare, an absolute nightmare for this blocked traversable area. Right, what was I going to go with? Fern, that's the one. We want some of these bad things. I say bad in a good way, obviously. Bad boys, that's what they are. They're bad boy plants. Right, let's get one at the base of the waterfall there. Let's get one down under here. Just spread them around a bit. I'm trying to leave a bit of the ground showing, because I do think that looks nice. I'm just going to do a bit of a line to surface here, because I do want some of these things kind of growing up on some of these slopes as well. I haven't quite worked out what I'm doing here, but I don't really need to do much, to be honest. I'll probably just fill this gap in a bit, because that doesn't look great. Let's just get a couple of these up on here. Excellent. I quite like this overhanging bit here. I don't really want to do much more with that, to be honest. I think it looks quite nice like it is. Let's just get a couple of these up in here. I wouldn't mind a couple of them actually, just kind of down like this, growing at angles on the floor. So this is one I want to go back and do actually in other areas as well, because I want it to look like these things have just sprouted up naturally over time, which is what they do. That's how ferns grow. They release spores, and then those spores just find little holes and grow in them. And so yeah, you can end up with them all over the place. But I want this to just feel like really overgrown and jungly all the way around here, which it does now, which is nice. The water is looking good now. I don't want the rocks to be too busy. Let's just get a few more of these. Or did I? No, I went along there, didn't I? Yeah, that's looking really good. Let's just get one or two around here. Oh yes, I haven't done this bit here at all yet, so I will come back and look at that. Let's just get one on there. How's it looking now? Yeah, it's looking nice. Really like this now. Good. What's left to do then down in here? Not a lot, to be honest. I'm quite happy with this area. The waterfall here, that needs a little something on it, doesn't it? I don't want to hide it completely. Again, because it's kind of a cool bit to look at, that. So I don't really want to completely hide this this vent bit. So I'm going to leave it like that so you can see the water clearly coming out through the vent and pouring down there. I know health and safety wise, you know, people could walk in there, fall down there and drown, but we're not worried about that. If people drown, it's their own silly fault, really, isn't it? Oh, hostas. That was the one I was missing. Oh yes, that's the one. That is the one I was missing from these pots. I knew there was a leaf that I wanted to use. That might actually be a bit too big. I mean, just look at that. I'm a big fan of hostas in real life. The only problem is they're very hard to get to look good because slugs absolutely adore them. So it's very tricky to keep them looking healthy for long. But look at that, you just chuck the leaves in and it just looks amazing. It's the sort of thing I can put all over the place. I could have some kind of up on here as well. You see, you just have the leaves just sticking out, and it just looks nice. It doesn't matter if it doesn't really make sense. It just looks like a little plant growing on the rocks. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I'll be using this plant a lot more in this zoo, I reckon. You can just sneak one in sort of down here as well. You know, where they just snuck in. Why not? Have one spilling out over the pathway there. Let's get one spilling out there. Let's get one down here. I love it. Look at that. Just randomly just growing on the pathway. Why not? And of course you've got the non-variegated version as well, but it isn't as nice, let's be honest. But I can still use it. I mean, look at it. It's just lovely. Oh, I feel like I should get something on here actually. Look at that. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Jungly. I want it to look jungly. Nice. Do you know what I think this needs here? I just feel like I've got now one of the gardens that I work in. It's a rock garden. It's one of my clients has bought a new plot of land. I won't go into too much detail, but they bought a new plot of land, and it's actually part of the biggest rockery in the whole of Europe. This thing, it's a private property, so it's not known about. It's not a famous rockery or anything. But actually, it's now split into two different properties. But actually, if you looked at it as a whole, as you know, Guinness World Records or whatever do, it's actually the biggest rockery in Europe, and it has these giant rocks like this, big boulders, thousands of them in this rockery, and some of them overhang, like what I'm trying to do here, and it looks mental. Absolutely mental. And you just think, well, how on earth is that rock staying like that? But it does, and it works, and it looks great. So I'm just trying to do a little something like that here, just on this edge, so not overhanging the path, but kind of overhanging the fence here. So we've got this bit of fencing down here. I kind of like the idea that there's this rock like this that just kind of hangs out over the top of it, which doesn't seem to have any logical reason for being there, other than looking interesting. Like that. There we go. Yeah. I like it. Let's just check what it looks like from here. So you come under there. You don't really notice it there, But if you're walking at it from this angle, it kind of really obviously sticks out. So yeah, there we go. I like that. It's quite funny, that. We're going to come back and do some more decorating up here as well. Now, what haven't I put down here yet, plant-wise? Tree ferns, isn't it? Yeah, we definitely need some more tree ferns. Because these things are just awesome. Let's get one up on there. I was going to do some more rocks back there actually, so I'll get to that in a minute. Actually, I'll leave that area for now. Let's just get some down on here. Let's get one down under there. They're quite big and awkward, these things, so it's not always that easy to squeeze them in. Let's get one a bit leany there. Good, that looks nice. I think that's going to do it, because they are quite chunky, so I don't want to overdo them. Let's just come into here. So I just want to fill this little gap in over here. Let's just have a look at something in these rocks, shall we? I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. Just wondering if I can do something. Ooh, what have I done there? I've never managed to grab it like that before. Look, how did I do that? I was only left clicking there and I managed to move it in all directions at once. How did I do that? No, I have no idea how that happened. That was so bizarre. Whoops, wrong way. Well, if you've got any ideas how I just did that, answers on a postcard. No, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I just thought it would look nice to have some rocks kind of in amongst the cliff face here, but not kind of the main, you know, not completely covering the cliff face, but kind of like this, just a bit sporadic. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm just making it up as I go along. That is kind of how I roll. What else have we got? We've got something like this. Let's get a bit of this one in. Just trying to make that little area there just look a bit more interesting, that's all. I think that looks alright, actually. Now if I can then get some foliage on it. Yeah, that's nice. Nice and simple. I don't need more than that. So, enrichment. I haven't done enrichment, have I? No. This is going to be tricky because there's not a lot of land. We have only got this bit of land. Luckily, both of these animals spend most of the time in the water, it seems. Where are they all? Oh, there's a couple. I'm just going to check their traversable areas. Yes, they're still all good. And hopefully the flamingos too. Excellent. Right, where are the other Nile monitors? They seem to have disappeared. Right, there's two there. Those are the two I just saw. Oh, there's one. It's amazing how the animals can hide in a small enclosure. Oh, there's one swimming around over there. That'll be it. And then there's 4 flamingos. Yes, 4 flamingos. Good. They are still there. They're just really hard to spot, aren't they, when they're disappearing in the water like that. Great. So the habitat itself, actually, I'm really happy with how this all looks now. The land here, I don't really want to hide the land because that is the only bit they've got. So I want it to stay quite open. but I do think we need to look at enrichment. So let's do that. So we've got a greater flamingo. They don't have a lot, do they? And the Nile monitor. Oh, they've got quite a lot. Hang on, let's just look at this one first, just to make sure. So they're not going to get a forage pool. Let's be clear on that, because that is way too big. I'm not going to put a waterfall thing in. I don't like them. I just don't think they look good. I will give them one of these. And I will give them a scent marker. And I will even give them a sprinkler. I'm fine with all those things. And let me just make sure that hasn't messed anything up. No, I think accessible. Yep, accessible and accessible. Wonderful. Right, let's come out of that one then, and let's do the Nile monitor and see what we've got for them. Right, so we can do a ball, which obviously is just going to roll into the water. I think they'll still use it if it goes in the water. I could give them a pumpkin. Again, it's very tricky because there's not a lot of land. I wonder, no, I can't do that, but I could do a rubbing pad, I reckon, on this rock. Let's see if that works. Yes, accessible, fantastic. And that one's accessible. What about the food ball? Is that actually going to work? Where did I put it? I put it in the ground somewhere here. It's not going to... Oh, hello. It's not going to let me find it now, is it? There it is. Right, it's right there. Dog ball. Do you know what? I'm going to... I just wonder whether I can keep it on the land. Yeah, there we go. If I do it there, I can keep it on the land. That's what I'd rather do. So let's just come into here and make sure we've got top food quality, because we want to make sure everyone's getting fed. So let's call this flamingo and Nile monitor. Now let's just get this done. Okay, and they've got all their food. Yeah, brilliant, cool. I think that's all the enrichment I'm going to do. I don't want to try and squeeze any more in. That is fine. That's going to keep them quite satisfied, I think. So we've still got this stream to look at here. And I do want to come back to this pathway and do a bit more foliage on it as well. But actually, let's think. We need to do a... we need to do some education. We need 2 talk points as well. I could do one there, and maybe one on this corner. So let's make this one flamingo. Can't throw animals in, but that's fine. I don't mind that. So this is the number 4. So this one will be April, and it will be flamingo. And then we will go Nile monitor. Water obstructs food flow. That's fine. No power. I've got everything powered. Well, I thought I did anyway. This one will go in May. There we go. Nile monitor. Right, let's just check these settings. I thought I'd gone through about all of this and power everything. No, I had not. Okay. I thought I'd done all that. Great. And then can I get some monitors, some of these media screens somewhere? There's not a lot of room really, is there? I wonder if there's somewhere I could... Yeah, like down here, this looks good. I reckon I can squeeze something in here. I can get one there and one there. Nice. Right, let's get flamingo on that one and Nile monitor on that one. Beautiful. There we go. So people can read about them when they come around the back here. And let's get, where are we? Hang on, facilities. I'm in the wrong thing. That's why. I want some benches over here if I can. Really hope I can squeeze a bench in back here. Maybe something. No, it's very tricky because I've put the I've put the rocks quite a long way forward here. There you go. I can fit a couple in there. That's fine. How about something on here? Let's do this. Let's get a couple of benches around here as well. You don't want too many people just lounging around here, but yeah, one or two like that gives people options, doesn't it? And always a good idea to have a couple of bins. Let's get a bin in here somewhere if I can. Good stuff. I didn't actually do anything here, but this is all sloped, so you can't do anything there anyway. I could do something up here, but this whole area is not finished yet, so I'm not too fussed about that just yet. Right. The next thing I need to do, I do need to do all of this, but I kind of need to get some facilities into the zoo because then I can let people in. And I do want to see what people interact like walking around here. I've still got to work out where I'm going next. Yeah, I want to do more pathways like this because I just think it looks so cool. I was going to do back cave, wasn't I? I'm not sure what I'm doing with this. I don't really want to spend time doing a backstage building here. So I might just block this off and just leave it like that and just have it as like an entrance here, like a staff entrance. I don't know if I could reuse this in any way. I don't think so. I think that's a bit over the top to use as a staff entrance. Right, we've got this little thingy here. I don't think there's any way I can really make that flow down and join to that. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's just see. I've got a couple of minutes. So let's just see. Where are we? Why are we in that? Let's come into construction. Let's get rid of snapping. Yeah, it's not really going to work because it's kind of a bit uphill actually. I could probably do it the other way and make it look like it's flowing this way into this as well. I don't mind that. Make it look like you're a water source hidden here. So like if I then go into here and have a big flat rock like this, you can kind of make it look like the water's flowing from under the rock somewhere. So you're kind of hiding where it's coming from. I think that works quite nicely actually. Yeah, because you don't need to see the source, but that just kind of makes it look like the water is going to flow from there all the way over to this side here. I'm not going to do all this yet because I haven't really decided what I'm doing here. Let's just hide that. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do for now, but I kind of like that it kind of links the two bits of water like that. Cool, okay, so I've still got to work out what I'm going to do in here, so I might get rid of this land think, and maybe, create a backdrop to the stream. I want to do some more of that sort of thing, the streams. I do like the idea of it. I quite like the idea of just coming to bits like this and just doing random little waterfalls. I want to just keep on adding to the zoo, basically. That's what I'm saying. I just want to keep on grabbing stuff like this and going, right, we're going to have a waterfall here. Boom, there you go, put it in. That kind of thing. Just because I can, really. It's that kind of zoo, See, I could quite happily just have that there as an extra little bit of water coming down there. So that's the sort of thing that I'm going to do. And I want to do some more of these little fake streams as well. I think they look good. I've still got a gap here to fill in as well. And I want to come back and do some foliage on this pathway, and obviously I've still got this building to finish. We've still got loads to do just in this opening area, but I think it's coming together nicely. I mean, it's already a decent size, isn't it? I've done quite a lot. It's only episode 11, I think, this one. It feels like we've gone quite a long way. I like that it's hilly as well. It's something I've never managed to do much of before, because the game is much harder to do on a slope. But yeah, I think this is coming together nicely. So I have no idea what I'm going to do in the next episode. I do feel like I want to get some buildings in, some facility buildings, some guest buildings, so that I can open the park up. So I might try and do something maybe here in some clever way. Anyway, I'll think about that off camera and I'll get back to you. For now, let's leave it there. So thank you very much. Please let me know what you think of the flamingo and Nile monitor habitat now that it's sort of been rejigged and finished. I think it's looking really cool. I'm very happy with it. Please let me know what you think down below. And if you've got any thoughts or ideas, suggestions for the series, please do leave a comment as well. And hopefully you can join me again in the next episode. And I will see you then. Until then, do take care of yourselves. Bye for now.